Hello there and welcome back to my channel. We have a Sunstroke project on our hands today, again in the Eurovision world, with a song called Yummy Mummy, which is a title and a half, that's for sure. This is one of the songs from the Moldova national final here in 2023, and we'll see if Sunstroke project gets the ticket back to go to Eurovision again. Let's see what song they put together this time. Very punchy drum or percussion, what do you call it, bass so far. This kick drum also has a pretty punchy sound, but I think the bass is absolutely pretty prominent here. Very loud claps. This is a very clear vocal. There's not a lot of breath in it. It's very heavily compressed in this. Pretty nice contrasting rhythms here. It's absolutely something that creates energy so far. Some interesting layering here as well. Sounds pretty assertive. Not too interesting instrumentally so far. Mostly just like very dominant in the instrumentation, I'd say. I like the overall instrumental. Of course. Snap a little sax melody here. It's gonna get really repetitive though if it's just layered like this on the instrumental and not varied at all melodically. A little bit of a playful arrangement here with the rhythms, I'd say. Because of arrangement, it's actually a bit creatively structured, I guess. They've had a bit fun arranging it. I think like melodically it's not really very engaging. It's kind of monotonous, gotta lie. Let's play Jolly Battle. I mean, there's nothing really like melodically interesting about this, but it's got the energy going for it. It knows what it wants to be, and it is exactly that. It's silly, doesn't take itself seriously whatsoever, and it's just there to entertain, kind of. But this melody is way too repetitive and gotta say, it's probably their weakest effort so far, right? Like, the variation throughout this song is barely, like, it's barely non-existent, I guess, and it's like the melodic writing here is just so uninteresting to me. I think that it's a very monotonous song, very repetitive one at that. What really just kind of pushes it into something tolerable, or, well, that sounds harsh, but really, it's the reality of this one, I'd say. It's probably like the punchiness of the instrumental. There's a lot of energy going in there. The bass walks sound really nice. It has a nice contrast as well with mainly, I think, the kick drum. The claps are very loud, but there's still like a nice combination with drums and bass in this song that actually has a very punchy and driving sound throughout the song. There are fun ideas, creatively arranged. They've had fun arranging it, like both rhythmically and instrumentally, I'd say, because there are a few effects coming in here and there, different instruments really just being showcased slightly throughout the song. And then of course you have the sax hook, which is somewhat catchy, but I think it's probably like the weakest in terms of melody so far that I've heard from this group, because it's simply not a very, like, what do you call it, like a large interval within it. It becomes very repetitive very fast, and kind of uninteresting, especially because it's layered with the backing track. It's like a similar melody and similar rhythm, so there's not really a lot of contrasting things going on here, which makes it feel very much, I guess, one note. It's very much the same thing throughout the entire runtime of the song, and it gets tired really fast. And I mean, it's of course just, it doesn't take itself seriously whatsoever, the song. It's a song about a yummy mommy, and it's basically exactly what I imagined a song with a title like that to sound like. It's unimaginative. It's pretty damn lackluster, and well, if we're talking about a melody, it's the most uninspired melody among the bunch. It's not like the most uninspired melody I've ever heard, but it's basically just not really interesting. And it's unfortunate, but I think the production quality is there. Maybe that will push them over the line. The charm they have on stage will probably work in their favor. But if I were to be in charge, I think they'll have to sit this one out, if I'm gonna be honest, because this is not on par. And yeah, not really that enjoyable. It's entertaining for what it is, but I don't think I'm the audience to really click it with it and call it that entertaining. So it is what it is. We got one song left from the selection. Let's see if that's the winning ticket. Hope you'll join me for that video in that's coming up next, because we're actually going to be listening to what I guess people consider to be the favorite from the selection. So be on the lookout for that. Until then, take care and bye bye.